Hi Gemini, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to your reading. It's me, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love general messages. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so the roles might get reversed or it may or may not resonate with you at all. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down the description box below for a personal reading with me if you want, okay? So in this reading, Gemini, I'm going to be pulling a card about who is it that we're going to be talking about today and what their energy currently is like, your challenges, past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I'm also going to be pulling some advice card by the end of the session, okay? Okay, so Gemini, what you don't see coming here is that you have the King of Wands and you also have the Ace of Cups. I do feel that what you don't see coming is that you're going to be accepting, or you're going to be receiving someone who's coming towards you very confidently. It's because they want to have some good times with you. There's like a lot of transformations going on in here. If you guys have been dealing with someone here who had been a bit selfish, or who had been like everything that they're doing or everything that they're requiring out of the connections has always been about them, I do feel there's a change in here, because I do feel that there's some happy times here that someone wants to be offering towards you. Now, in regards to this person's current energy, they have the Six of Cups, the Fool card, and also the Eight of Swords. I do feel that right now, this person right now really want to be taking a giant leap of faith towards this connections, because they do feel that this is like a crazy soul connections, or like a crazy soul ties together between the both of you. But the thing is that because it's so intense, it kind of like scares them a bit. It kind of like erupted, or I'm not going to say erupted, but it's kind of like bringing out some sort of like insecurities that is coming from their side here, Gemini, to be honest with you, especially if you're dealing with someone who does have like a little bit of an imposter syndrome, or someone who's basically just a bit insecure. I do feel that this person is being very anxious. So it's like, because of this connection is bringing like a lot of excitement, because it's bringing like a lot of emotions, it also brings out like a lot of anxieties within them as well. So your challenges here, Gemini, you have the Emperor and you also have the Judgment in upright position. I do feel that your challenges here has a lot to do with you making a firm decisions and standing on it 100% completely. We're going to clarify what this is, okay? So in the past, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and Knight of Wands from their side. From your side, you have the Nine of Cups, and you also have the Six of Swords in upright position. I do feel that in the past, you guys were slowly walking away to calmer, actually moving to calmer water, because you feel that whoever it is that you're dealing with in the past is much more of a Knight of Wands energy. You could be dealing with a fire sign here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but you feel that this person is kind of like either childish, or this person is in and out, a bit inconsistent, a bit less persistent. And Knight of Wands isn't really like the card that is equipped for a relationship, because Knight of Wands usually do not want to be taking accountability for their actions. So it's more about somebody who would like to do stuff in the heat of the moment. So if in the heat of the moment they're feeling a certain type of way, that's basically what they're going to do, okay? So in the present moment, Knight of Swords in reverse, and also the Three of Swords from your side, you have the Four of Pentacles, and you also have the Ten of Cups. I do feel that in the present moment, you guys are being very, very strategic and productive about in which directions you want to direct your energy towards. Okay, because I feel that there's a beautiful relationship here on hand, or you're trying to manifest like a beautiful relationship, and you know that if you were to be given a lot of your energy towards this, it's not going to be creating what you want. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's the more mature part of a Pisces. So you might be dealing with a Pisces, because the Pisces reading was about this as well. It's about letting other people to meet you halfway. And I feel that you guys really, really want to have a Ten of Cups, which is a collective happiness. And you believe that in a relationship, it has to be 50-50. So you're allowing other people to meet you halfway, instead of you always being the one who initiates something, or always you being the one who gives more than the 50% that is required of the relationship, okay? This person right now is being a bit hurt. And there's also like a rush here, like a little bit of an erratic type of energy that I'm sensing from this person. We're going to clarify where this erraticness is going to come to. And in the future, they have the Two of Wands in reverse and also the Ten of Wands. I do feel that in the future, this person would want to do something towards you, and it has a lot to do with your energy as well, because I do feel that in the future, you've put up a lot. You've put up with a lot here, Gemini, okay? And I'm pretty sure you agree with me. You've put up with a lot. And I feel that because you've put up with a lot and you kind of like is realizing that in a relationship, it's all about collective happiness and not necessarily about, someone else's happiness over someone else's happiness. You guys are going to be a bit cold and attached here in the future. There's something here that you would want, a possible clarity that you would want. We're going to clarify what this is, and it's going to kind of like make this person a bit overwhelmed and overburdened. And I do see that in the future, this person is going to be making a decision in regards to these connections. And again, we're going to clarify what this is. Okay, so let's get into your reading, Gemini. Now, we're not going to clarify the past because the past is in the past. We're going to be clarifying the present moment and also the future. So I'm going to start off with you here with the Four of Pentacles. Five of Cups, Queen of Swords, and also the Magician. You're back in your element. So if you still feel like you're sluggish, you're drowsy, and etc., I do feel that soon, especially in this week, you guys are going to be back in your element again, because there had been like a situations in which you kind of like feel a bit down and under, and you feel that you need to straighten up your head. You need to go back and get your mojo back again. And I think that's also one of the reasons why you guys are going to be a bit stingier with your energy towards these connections. Now, the Ten of Cups clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and also the Devil card. For some of you, maybe 20% of you might be dealing with a new person here, either a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or a Capricorn. But it's more about, if that is the case, I feel that it's much more about you having like a lot of hate or dislike towards your ex, and now is focusing a lot more on the current relationship that you're currently having. But if that's not the case, I feel that it has a lot to do with you realizing that what you've had with this person had been quite unhealthy, and you respecting yourself and you feeling that, what, I don't deserve this. I deserve so much better. So with the Nine of Swords energy in here, it's much more about you, that feeling of like when you're pissed off at somebody because this person had, made you be not you. So it's more about that type of energy. And I think for some of you as well, you guys are starting to realize that this might not be like a love bonding, but it might be a trauma bonding as well. So now let's clarify from their side. Clarify the Knight of Swords in reverse here. The Five of Swords, the Temperance, and also the Hangman. Let's see from your side. I know, the Three of Swords from their side. The Fool, the Queen of Cups, and also the Strength card. Okay, and I think this has a lot to do, the hurt that they're feeling. This person right now is being a bit hurt. And I think this is one of the reasons why this person is going to be rushing in towards you, because they feel that right now you are restarting your life again. I think they're fearing that you guys are going to be taking a giant leap of faith towards something else in your life. And as much as they try to stop themselves, I do feel that it's building up. The energy is building up. There's the panicky vibe that I'm sensing from here. Is like, oh my God, I think I'm losing Gemini, or I'm afraid of losing Gemini. So I need to do something in regards to this. Knight of Swords in reverse clarified by the Five of Swords, the Temperance, and also the Hangman. They kind of like wants to be cutting off the bullshit, because I do feel that in the past, this person was kind of like waiting for you to do something about it and trying to bring balance back into their life. But I feel that because of that fear that we were talking about earlier, I do feel that this person energy is building up towards wanting to come to you and approach you and build like a restarting or rebuilding again the connection. So let's clarify the future card. If you guys are dealing with either an Aquarius, Aries, or a Leo, I do feel that this person is feeling guilty. Am I really the bad person? Am I the selfish one? And there's like a lot of that questions and going inside of their head. Clarify the Strength card. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. You put up with a lot. Strength card clarified by the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and also the Eight of Pentacles. You put up with a lot, and I think you're going to be realizing, I think you've already realized it in now, you're going to be even more realizing it in the future about like, wow, like if I were to be looking back into these connections and how this person made me feel, this person made me depleted, this person makes me anxious all the time, this person makes me overthink about a lot of stuff, this person makes me work on these connections. I put up with a lot. And that is the beautiful thing about, the mutable signs. I think I mentioned this it was either a Virgo reading or Sagittarius reading, I forgot. But like mutable signs have this tendency to bend their spine backwards, okay? Because we're mutables. We have the tendency to be able to compromise to other people, right? But without us realizing that, we are the only person who bend our spine backwards. But there's a limit to how much that spine could bend. And once it doesn't want to bend anymore, it wants to go back to that to the neutral position. It's like, boom, and that kind of like surprises people. And I feel that you would reach the limit of how far you can bend your spine backwards in the future here. Let's see the Queen of Swords from your side. Death card, the Six of Wands, and also the High Priestess. Happy times is coming to you. Okay, you would feel very victorious. You would feel like a brand new person in the future. There's going to be like a lot of things for you to be celebrating. And I feel that in regards to these connections, no matter how many things that you want to be saying to this person, your entire motto would be silence is best. I'm just going to be keeping on moving in silence. Silence is best. Okay, so let's clarify the Two of Wands in reverse from their side. The Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups. The Three of Cups. Let's see the Ten of Wands. Three of Wands. The Moon card. And also the Ace of Wands. To some of you, I'm not going to be saying all of you because, there's like millions of Geminis out there. But to some of you, like maybe 20 or 10% of you are dealing with someone who invested into the connections, but also invested elsewhere. This is what they were doing to you, okay? But I do feel that in the future, this person is going to be leaving that type of tendency behind because it kind of like reminded me of, oh no, it was a personal reading. When I said familiarity breeds contempt, is like when they know that they've gotten you, they kind of like undermine you or underestimated you and be like, you know what, maybe I think, I could roam around for a little bit and take Gemini for granted. But I feel that with the change of energy that you're having in the future, it's more about like them realizing that shit, I took Gemini for granted. Oh no. I was being an ass towards Gemini. This baton that Gemini usually used to hand to me, this effort that Gemini used to give to me is no longer present. What am I going to do with that? It's more about like them dealing with the mysteries of it all. Like, where is it anymore, right? So I do feel that in the future, there's going to be like a little bit of a changed behavior of them not really taking you for granted anymore and being much more into these connections, wanting to do something in regards to this connection. Whether it's going to be successful or not, I don't know. We'll see the next week, okay? Let's pull some future advice card for you here, Gemini. Yeah. I do feel that you're having this realizations even in the now, though. So it's more about you. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot, and you also have the Ten of Cups. It's about you taking a step back for a little while and ask yourself, what is it the type of relationship that I'm looking for in terms of emotional fulfillment? Yeah. What is the characteristic or what is the personality of a person that I would want to have in my life? I know that I'm understanding. I know that I'm given. I know that I'm able to compromise, which means that I need someone who at least have the same value as me. I need someone who is, I don't know, like whatever emotional personality that you would want to have in your life. And just kind of like follow your intuitions, because I do feel that for some reasons, in the now and especially in the next week, you guys are going to be very, very intuitive. There's going to be like a lot of signs that is becoming in your way about which directions in which you need to go to. Maybe it could come from a form of a dream. Maybe it could come from a form of like, I don't know, like I have signs from anywhere. So just follow what the divine is trying to guide you to, and just go ahead and do it, especially if it aligns with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, which is the 10 of Cups, which is a collective happiness of a beautiful relationship that contains a collective happiness. So it's not just about a happiness of one person, but it's a happiness of two people and the whole people that surrounds it. Okay, so I think that is it for my reading for you here, Gemini. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you've been looking for, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right, bye bye guys, have a great day. I love you.